This is from Tokyo, near Roppongi.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places.
The Equalizer 3 in Japan, actually, we call it Equalizer the Final. The Final. So will it be the last installment?
It's the final, yes. It's the last one, yes. No more. I have to say goodbye to Robert McCall.
I feel like I want to see a little more, but
I know.
It's final.
I'm going to miss him as well.
Robert McCall has shaved his head again.
Yes.
Does this mean a return to the kind of the roots?
Yes. It's all about cleansing, you know, returning back to get your feet on the ground, you know. Yeah, you know, in the first one, it opens up with him shaving his head. I've always seen him that way, you know, very sort of keeps him grounded. It's like a samurai.
And Robert McCall is usually a friendly guy, but when he fights, his eyes are empty like dead fish. I mean, his black eyes widen and the focus becomes distant. I feel like it also seems like he's killing himself as if he feel nothing when he kills people. When you create the action sequence with Denzel Washington, how did you want him to act in terms of his emotional state?
Well, we talk a lot about where he is emotionally before the scene, and that's what makes him such a great actor, because then he'll just embody that thing. And in this one, you see that he's much darker, and that's what you see in his eyes, and that's he's struggling internally with who he's become.
He just equalizes things. He's not a typical superhero,
right?
And he helps the community without asking for anything in return.
Yes.
But this time I feel like the community helps him.
Yes.
And it seems like he finally, you know, finds a place to settle down. Do you think the equalization is finally coming to him, who has been equalized people?
Yes. That's where you know you're home, where you give to people and then they give back. They protect you as well. And you found home.
So the character of Robert McCall has been something mystery in the previous two films, but this time there is his, you know, inner turmoil or conflict, and we see him weakening.
Yes.
So how difficult was it to find a balance between what you show and what you don't show?
It's always tricky, right? When you want to give the audience enough, but not too much, so there's still mystery there. You see him struggling a bit. You see him thinking about the violence and things like that. But, you know, you also see him pull himself together, and he's going up those steps as a challenge to himself. So I wanted to show the audience physically what he was going through. The whole movie's about him physically going through a metamorphosis, a change, you know, and he had to make it to the top of the church, to the steps, in order to get there.
If you learn something from the second one about what people like and also what people don't like, what was it? And did you use that lesson in this film?
No, I really just look at each one separately. I don't take anything from the first or the second except for Robert McCall's character arc. Everything else is a new situation. But the only thing that translates really is Robert McCall's character and his behavior. That's the only thing I take from that. So I don't know what people liked more or less about the first or second one. I think the first one is more about the people, and the second one is more about his past. People like to focus on Robert McCall and the people more.
I think you have mentioned that you don't see reviews, right?
No, I don't really read them, no. I don't read them, no. I don't read them at all, you know. If the audience likes it, what are you going to do, right? I make it for the audience. You know, reviews are reviews. Everybody has an opinion.
And Denzel has never played the same character twice, but he played the 3 times. And I guess he probably wanted a new elements when he reprised the role. So why do you think he played Robert McCall again and again?
I think he likes the character too. I think he likes Robert McCall. You know, and there was a lot to explore about that guy. He's just complex, right? He's a mystery. You don't quite. He's got OCD. He's an interesting guy. You know, I think he enjoyed that role. And I think he had more to give. That's why this is the last one. I think we've given all we can.
Each film of this franchise has like standalone vibe. Especially the second one has more like a big action movie vibe, like a hurricane sequence. But this one is like a slow burn, just like the first one. So in terms of the pacing, did you want it to be like honest and visceral?
Yes, I wanted to be honest and visual and slower because that's what was happening with McCall. The pacing of the film should feel the way he's feeling. There's a slow burn. I let you watch him walk down the steps, walk down the street. I didn't rush it. So you're with him experiencing the place and the people.